Learning target 6.sp.3. I understand how a new number affects measures of center and variation. So the vocabulary is staying the same. The mean is the average. The median is the middle. Mode is the most. Range is the distance. And our notes. To understand how a new number will affect measures of center and variation, first, review how to calculate the measure you're interested in. Second, write the formula for the measure you are interested in with a variable representing the new number, and then solve for the variable. So you can do that, or in some cases it's easier just to guess and check. So, first example. A data set has the numbers 23, 47, and 50. What would be added to have a mean of 40? What number would you add to have a mean of 40? So in this case, you could guess and check. It would take longer than the other strategy. So remember, to find a mean, you have to add up all the numbers and then divide by how many there are. So if we add up 23, 47, 50, and the missing number, the next number that you're going to add, you would have to divide by 4 to get the mean, and we're saying that the mean is 40. Now we could solve for the variable. So we would multiply both sides of the equation by 4, and that would get rid of the denominator of 4. So our new equation would be 23 plus 47 plus 50 plus n equals 160. So in other words, the total of the scores has to be 160 so that when you divide by 4 you get 40. And now when you add up the previous scores, they add up to 120. 120 plus n needs to equal 160. You can subtract 120 from each side. And n would equal 40. So that's the new number would have to equal 40. All right, got some other examples similar to what you're going to do on your assignment. We'll start with the first one. Gray recorded the number of minutes that he practiced piano for a week. The numbers are these. To increase the range in the number of minutes he practiced, the next practice would have to be 1 minute more than which of the times. So remember, the range is the distance from the smallest to the biggest. If we want the range to increase by 1 minute, and it says one of the times needs to be 1 minute more, that means we're going to have to increase the biggest one to make that distance more. Increasing the smallest number would make the range smaller. So all we have to do is find the biggest number. Let's see, let's list these numbers in order. They were 15, 29, 37, and 54. The range is from 15 to 54, so we just have to add 1 to 54. That makes the range. That means, what was the question again? The next practice would have to be 1 minute more than 54. So the next practice would have to be 55. That would increase the range. Now that's not the only way to increase the range, because if the range is the distance from 15 to 54, we could also stretch out the bottom end of the set of data. So this one says the next practice would have to be 1 minute less than which of the times in order to increase the range. Well, we'd have to make 15 1 less, because if you subtract 1 from 15, that makes the range 1 more. Okay? Next question. Determine whether the following data sets have a range of 45. Okay, this is just straightforward calculating range. So we've got 92 minus 2 for this range. That's a range of 90, so no. This one we've got 58, that's the largest, minus the smallest one is 13. That does equal 45. The next one, there's no way this has a range of 45. The numbers are all in the smallest one's a 3 and the biggest one's 18. No way. Next one. Yes, indeed. So we've got 47 as the biggest, 2 is the smallest, 47 minus 2 is 45. Okay. The following data sets show Chris's scores on 5 of her tests this semester. Determine whether each of the following statements correctly describes Chris's test scores. All right. Is the range 87? So the range is going to be 96 minus 77. No. The mean is 87. So we need to find the sum and divide by 5. So 96 plus 90 plus 77 plus 87 plus 85 and divide by 5. That does equal 87 when you add them up and divide by 5, so the answer is yes. The median of the data is 87. Median's the middle number when in order from smallest to largest. So 77, 85, 87, 90, and 96. Is 87 the middle number? Indeed. Is the mode 87? There is no mode because no number is listed more than once. That was easy. Okay. Brad wants his math homework average to be 95 or higher. So far he scored 89, 100, and 95. Okay, so he wants it to be 95 or higher. So this is similar to the example problem we did. If we add these up and then add another number in, and divide by 4, we need to get 95. So I'm going to multiply by 4 to see what my total score needs to be. So multiplying 95 times 4 is 380. 90 times 4 is 360. 5 times 4 is 20, so it's 380. So these need to add up to 380. 89 plus 100 plus 95 plus the n has to equal 380. So those three numbers add up to 284. So n plus 284 needs to equal 380. So if I subtract 284 from 380, it looks like we need a 96. Is that right? Borrow from the 8. Oops, make it a 7. 10 minus 4 is 6. Just trying to stay out of the way of the other problems. 7, borrow from the 3. Yes, 96 is what he needs. Okay, so solving that problem first is going to help us answer the rest of these. He cannot score a 93 on the last assignment because the average of the scores will be less. That is true. He can't get a 93 because we need a 96. He can score as low as an 80? No, that is not true. It is not possible for him to earn an average of 95 without scoring higher than 100? No, he can get a 96. He needs to score at least a 96. Yes, there it is. All right, jeez. I'm going to do one more, and then you're on your own. Larry recorded the length of the worms in his terrarium. Good. The numbers are shown in centimeters. What's the average? Okay, so we just need to add them up and divide by 4, and then we need to round to the nearest hundredth. So I am going to use a calculator to add those up. They add up to 22.75. And now I need to divide by 4 because there's 4 of them. And I get 5.6875 we're supposed to round to the nearest hundredth, which is where the 8 is. So I look at the 7, I look at the digit to the right of the 8. It's big enough to round the 8 up, so it is approximately 5.69 centimeters, not inches. All right, so let's not do the next problem to save you a little bit of time and go ahead and work on your quick check. Good luck.